everyone, welcome to It's Tomorrow News. I am Hena Talati. India is bordered by some magnificent geographical marvels and Tibetan Plateau is one of them. The Tibetan Plateau, also known as Kwengi Tibet Plateau or Kwengzang Plateau or as Himalayan Plateau in India, is a vast elevated plateau in the South Asia and Central Asia, covering most of the Tibet Autonomous Region, most of Qinghai, western half of Sichuan, southern Gansu provinces in western China, southern Xinjiang, the Indian regions of Ladakh, Lahore and Spiti, as well as Gilgit-Baltistan in Pakistan, northwestern Nepal, eastern Tajikistan and southern Kyrgyzstan. It stretches approximately 1,000 kilometers north to south and 2,500 kilometers east to west. It is the world's largest plateau above sea level with an area of 250,000 square kilometers, about 5 times the size of metropolitan France. With an average elevation exceeding 4,500 meters and being surrounded by imposing mountain ranges that harbor the world's two highest summits, Mount Everest and K2, the Tibetan Plateau is often referred to as the roof of the world. The Tibetan Plateau contains the headwaters of the drainage basins of the most of the streams and rivers in the surrounding regions, including the 3 longest rivers in Asia, the Yellow, Yangtze and Mekong. Its tens of the thousands of the glaciers and other geographical and ecological features serve as a water tower, storing water and maintaining flow. It is sometimes termed as the third pole because its ice fields contain the largest reserve of the fresh water outside the polar regions. The impact of the climate change on the Tibetan Plateau is of ongoing scientific interest. The geological history of the Tibetan Plateau is closely related to that of the Himalayas. The Himalayas belong to the alpine orogeny and are therefore among the younger mountain ranges on the planet, consisting mostly of the uplifted sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. Their formation is a result of a continental collision and orogeny along the convergent boundary between the Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate. The collision began in the Upper Cretaceous period about 70 million years ago when the north-moving Indo-Australian plate moving at about 15 cm per year collided with the Eurasian plate. About 50 million years ago, this fast-moving Indo-Australian plate had completely closed the Tethys Ocean, the existence of which has been determined by the sedimentary rocks settled on the ocean floor and the volcanoes that fringed its edges. Since these sediments were light, they crumpled into the mountain ranges rather than sinking into the floor. The Indo-Australian plate continues to be driven horizontally below the Tibetan plate, which forces the plateau to move upwards. The plateau is still rising at the rate of approximately 5 millimeters per year. The Tibetan Plateau supports a variety of the ecosystems, most of them classified as a montane grasslands. While parts of the plateau features an alpine tundra-like environment, other areas features monsoon-influenced shrublands and forests. Species diversity is generally reduced to the plateau due to the elevation and low precipitation. The Tibetan Plateau hosts the Tibetan wolf, the species of snow leopard, wild yak, wild donkey, cranes, vultures, hawks, geese, snakes and water buffalo. One notable animal is high altitude jumping spider that can live at the elevations of about 6,500 meters. Today, Tibet is an important heating surface of the atmosphere. However, during the last glacial maximum, an approximately 240,000 square kilometers ice sheet covered the plateau. Due to its great extent, this glaciation in the subtropics was an important element of the radiative forcing. With a much lower latitude, the ice in the Tibet reflected at least 4 times more radiation energy per unit area into the space than the ice at the higher latitudes. Thus, while the modern plateau hits the overlying atmosphere, during the ice age it helped to cool down. This cooling has multiple effects on the regional climate. Without thermal low pressure caused by the heating, there was no monsoon over the Indian subcontinent. This lack of monsoon caused extensive rainfall over the Sahara, expansion of the Thar Desert, more dust deposited into the Arabian Sea, and lowering of the Baltic life zones on the Indian subcontinent. Animals responded to this shift of climate with the Javan rusa migrating into India. That's all for now. For more news updates, stay tuned with us. It's Tomorrow News. For more global weather updates and documentaries like this, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates.